Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Matt from RC Overload. Welcome back to video 2 today, or maybe you guys will see this next day by the time it's finally uploaded. Anyways, I am here working on the Axial Yeti X. I gotta say, this kit from C.B.E RC Fab has gotta be the coolest thing I've ever done. For those of you that don't know what I'm even talking about, the Yeti-X conversion kit. What it is you take the front end off the Axial Yeti. Totally went mind blank there. Yeah, you take the front end off the Axial Yeti, the front diff, the control arm, shock tower, whatnot, and you actually install a Traxxas Slash 4x4 front end into it. There's a little bit of work that's involved. It's really not that bad, and the kit comes with everything needed to make it work, pretty much. If you guys want to know more information about it, I'll post a link to it down in the description box. I encourage you guys to check it out, especially if you have a Yeti that's mainly for bashing and not really so much racing. This kit is going to make a world of a difference. So today I just wanted to kind of finish up with this build and talk to you guys a little bit and show you what's going on, how to mount the body, the different tires, and so forth and whatnot. Alright, real quick, I have a fan going, so if you hear a little noise in the background, I apologize. It's just crazy hot in here, and the light doesn't make anything any better. So, with that said, let's get right into how do we install the body onto it, because it's not the same in the front end. You don't have the body posts, they don't line up right. Well, C.B.E RC Fab includes a couple parts in the kit to make what I'm about to show you happen, okay? Basically, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be hooking in a couple of what I call swivel joints, or wire ties, or wire hold downs, basically, into the chassis, the front half of the body. Jeez, I am going mind blank like crazy right now. 2 videos a day. Can't do this. Never again. Basically, you're going to be hooking those up into the exo cage of the Yeti, and instead of having your swivel joint set up in the back, you're actually going to instead have a swivel joint up front. It's really cool. If you aren't running the body like I am, you have the Carter Fab machine body panels like I have on my original Yeti, right? You actually can go comfortably all the way down and let it sit. I'm still able to do it with my body. Pinches the body a little bit. I'm not concerned. It still holds pretty good. So I'm just putting that out there real quick. But I'm going to come a little closer here, you guys, so you can actually see how to set this all up. Okay? Okay, guys, so take a look at this. This is actually really cool. What I've done is installed a screw on both sides that come completely through the shock tower, okay? Go through where the shocks actually mount. So the shocks are actually being held on by the screw here. I've installed a couple of washers on both sides, and then I've installed the wire ties around the front of the body like so. So that way you get that swiveling effect all the way through. This does not change anything about the way the body is mounted or anything like that. You'll notice actually the body is just going to sit slightly higher than it would normally on the Axial Yeti front end setup. But that's not that big of a problem. You're not going to notice it. But make sure you have long enough screws and a couple of washers. Put it all together like so, and you'll be able to make that system work. Here, I'll show you the front end. Okay. Actually, I'm going to back the camera up. Hold on, guys. Trying to do this the best I can. Okay. And we're going to tilt the camera up a little bit. Okay. So, if you take a look, right inside of here, there's actually 2 nuts on both sides. This is actually what's holding that setup together. I just have a couple of nuts holding it all in. Now it's real simple. If you want to take this body completely off, you just take those 2 nuts out, pull the tabs off, body comes up. You can even put the nuts back on to hold the shocks in place from falling off that screw. So it's actually a really simple setup. Now I'm going to go back, sit back down at my desk, and talk to you guys a little more. Alright, so I know that was a little jumbly. I'm just trying to show you guys close enough so you had a good idea. So yeah, two nuts that basically hold it all together, and you get this cool swivel action that actually works better than the back half does on the Yeti. If you guys still, and I'm giving you guys this as an option, if you still want to use the body post hole setups, what you're going to need to do is actually get another long screw like I've done on here, install it in the reverse direction, put a couple spacers in the back side, and then put your stock axial body posts and screw it in that way, and they'll actually line right up with the two holes, so you can do it that way as well. So that's an option if you want to do it. However, I like this idea. Works just as well, and you still have access to work on it. If you really need to, 2 bolts to pop the body off. So that's that. So I want to talk to you guys a little more about the tires, right? Because the front end of the Traxxas Slash is not the same as the Yeti. And without some spacing in the back, the 2.2 size rims are not going to fit directly on the Yeti. What you're actually going to need to do is find if you want to use a 2.2 size wheel, you're going to need to find some SLW hubs that are going to be big enough to fit back there. I believe 500, 600 mark on the Vanquish products is a good mark. Currently, I'm actually reusing the old gearhead rims and tires and the spacers from my original Yeti that I had, that I showed you guys about, and I'm actually using it on this. The only difference is, you guys notice, see how in the front of mine, backspacing of the rim is actually further in than on the back rims, right? Back rims, the rims are actually sticking out a little bit, have less of a backspacing. That's because these rims are reversible, okay? So what I've done is actually just swap the tires, you know, rotate them around to make everything kind of line up. 0.250 hubs in the front, 0.500 in the back, made a shorter backspacing on the rim in the back, and a deeper backspacing on the front. And it actually clears the knuckles and hubs, and it actually lines the tires completely up perfectly. So that's my setup, that's what I did. Again, 2.2 size rims alone are not going to work. You're going to need SLW hubs, about 500 to 600, and so forth, you know, in order to clear that front end. Or anything bigger than a 2.2 size rim, tire and wheel size is going to work as well for this. So yeah, that's that setup. If you guys got any questions about that, feel free to make a comment below in the description box, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. So that's that. You know, I don't have much more going on here, other than the fact that C.B.E RC Fab has come up with a new set of Yeti Tabs. These are the version 2 Yeti Tabs. As you notice, at the very bottom there's an extra 5 holes to give you guys more options for shocks and setups and different angles to put the shock in and so forth. So this version 2 sits down a little bit lower, allowing for more shock options. Simple as that. I will be installing these into this here shortly. I'm actually waiting for a hardware kit to come in that just didn't make it in time for this video. So unfortunately I wasn't able to put those in. That'll be later on in the week. Also, the front half of this looks kind of mean, but it looks bare. So what do? You know, the stock Yeti front bumper isn't going to work on it. Doesn't mount up the same. Well, after talking to Tommy and Cody over at C.B.E RC Fab, they actually told me that the Traxxas Stampede front bumper will work with this. Looks closely to the Yeti front bumper, and it works 100%. So I'm actually going to get my hands on that and mount that up as well. Not going to be a video on that, no need to. Just bolts right up, the same front end. Alright, so I think that covers it. Got a couple little minor things I got to do left to it. Hopefully see a running video here next weekend, you guys. Hopefully, as long as everything goes according to plan. And then we'll be able to take it out and just bash the heck out of it and really see what this thing can do. I mean, you got a 14 gauge steel plate at the bottom here now, plus a 14 gauge steel plate on the top holding it all together. If this thing breaks, I am going to be extremely, extremely beyond myself. So, that's pretty much it. Again, if you guys have any questions about this, want to know more, I'm going to put a ton of information in the description box. Feel free to comment below, and again, I will try to answer as quickly as I possibly can. And I think that will do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you want, C.B.E RC Fab makes these things up all the time, so just shoot them a message on Facebook, and they'll give you a quoted price, and they'll be able to answer any other questions that you might have as well. So, that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on the next RC Overload. See you guys.